Greetings, everyone. This is Audra Johnson, CEO of The Enterprising Woman, where we are about all things entrepreneur. I'm also your go-to and your subject matter expert for small business startups, all things cleaning, health and wellness, and finances. Wow. I know it's been a minute since I've posted. Been really busy in a good way, and I'm grateful. And I hope that everyone is well and safe. And those of you that are out there doing your entrepreneurial thing in the entrepreneurial space, I hope that prosperity is chasing you down. Now, today's post is directed toward those that sell or work in sales or any type of business or company that involves sales. And it is about how to prospect. It's a nugget or tidbit, because prospecting is a very wide scope. There are many ways to do it. But I'm going to use, let's say, a real life example. A lot of people prospect and try to obtain leads through many different vernaculars. We know through ads, we know through social media platforms, sometimes through one-on-one direct internet communication, through net sales, so on and so forth. Now, I recently had an experience where someone attempted to prospect me to invite me to a business opportunity. And so, we connected, and they were kind enough to send me, let's say, a Zoom live conversation that was previously held so that I can truly get an opportunity. It was kind of like the freebie part, of the offer, which that's very common. And so I viewed the actual live, and I would suggest to anyone that is overviewing a business opportunity via, video or via information, whether it's, a document, always try to go over that document or that video at least 2 to 3 times, because it's easy to miss stuff, especially if you're a multitasker. Because of distractions and interruptions, you need to really go over it 2 to 3 times. That's my rule for really pretty much all internet and web communications, even down to text messages and emails. Read it 2 to 3 times. Now back to the subject at hand. So, it was a great video. It was somewhat of a Zoom meeting with people that were already involved or in this particular business. And it was informational and testimonial at the same time, which is one of the reasons why I'm sure they chose that particular video to promote and send to prospects. Now, here was my particular, let's say, question after I viewed it. My questions were to the actual individual that was engaging me, what exactly did the business consist of? And the reason why my question was as such was because, again, I said it was more informational and testimonial from a perspective of, let's say, a broad scope of the business. It wasn't specifics. So my nugget of wisdom to anyone that is in any type of sales, especially sales that involve, let's say, the digital space. I'll put it like that. Anyone that's in an MLM or affiliate type of marketing space, because this won't apply to every area of sales, but it definitely applies to those that are promoting and prospecting for digital businesses. You need to very much be specific as it relates to what you do, how it has worked for you, and your results. Some of you are probably thinking, well, what about those that are just getting started and they're just out here trying to share the opportunity? That's great, because you should do that. But you also should be prepared to be asked those questions, because those are the questions that I ask. When someone presents a business opportunity to me in the digital space, whether it's an MLM opportunity regarding products, that's the first thing I ask if their conversation or if their information is vague and ambiguous to me. I had a longtime acquaintance. She even stopped speaking to me because she actually became a part of an MLM whose name I'm not going to mention. Not going to mention the name of the business, but she just kept engaging and engaging me to become a part. And I would send her back questions, what has this business done for you? I watched several videos. I even did my own due diligence on researching this particular business on my own, instead of bombarding her with questions. And everything was still somewhat vague and ambiguous to me anyway. And so then when I reached out to her, I said, hey, tell me, what has this business done for you? And what have your results been, And she just kept saying, oh, you got to get on a conference call. You got to get on a conference call. And I'm like, no, I don't need to get on a conference call. You're engaging me. You are presenting a business opportunity to me. You should be able to answer those questions. I mean, we understand if you've been in business for any significant period of time, such as myself, I get it. I know what the conference calls do. I know what they're for. And there's nothing wrong with those. There's nothing wrong with those. But when you're engaging someone one-on-one with a sales opportunity in the digital space, or whether it is in the product space or service space, you need to be prepared to give your personal experience with that. You need to be specific in what the business opportunity involves, and you need to be willing to share what your results have been. For example, let's say you're new at an investment opportunity in the digital space, and someone says, well, what have your results been? And what does this exactly consist of? And you can, just say something like, well, it consists of da-da-da-da-da. Be specific, because it is based on the business that you're navigating. My results have been, if you're new to it, you just say, well, I'm very new to this, but I can tell you that based on the information that I have, when you apply actionable steps, studies show, or results have been. Even if you need to use someone that is, let's say, what you would call a mentor who has made great strides and proven results as an example, you can do that. But you need to be as upfront, honest, and you need to be as specific as possible. Because one thing it eliminates the back and forth. It eliminates a lot of the back and forth, because in the process, there is communication back and forth, but it will eliminate a lot of back and forth. And when you can't give someone specifics or answer their questions, you just say, well, you know what? Allow me to get back to you with specific information as it, pertains to, let's say, percentages, as it pertains to any questions that, a person may have for you, being in sales, that you can't answer at the moment, And then at the end of the day, you have to allow that prospect to make their own decision. You have to allow that prospect to take time, to let it marinate. And you have to also know this, last but not least, as hurtful as it may sound, every business opportunity is not for everyone you prospect. So you have to be prepared to deal with rejection, and you have to allow that rejection to make you better. You have to allow that rejection to be something that you go ahead and receive and let go. Receive it and release and keep going. So this is one nugget I was just glad to share, because I said earlier, I had a longtime friend that, she stopped speaking to me because I wouldn't jump in on their opportunity. And the bottom line was, you couldn't answer my questions. So listen, everyone, I'll be back a little more often with more nuggets, mainly in the scope and the space of business from the perspective of sales, and what it takes to really get out here. Because as I always say, there's money out here. Don't let what you hear and see make you think it's not. We hear a lot about economy. We hear a lot about money in this media space, but remember, even the news is scoped in a way to promote what its agenda is. Truth be told, the economy has always been up and down. It's always been a seesaw. Nothing new. So you can prosper, you can succeed, even in the midst of what we're living in our new normal. So everyone have a phenomenal day. I'm getting in this gym to get my workout on, and I will talk to you later.